Hey everyone! Welcome back to Health Angel Solutions. Today, we're going to talk about 6 nutritional deficiencies that thyroid patients experience. This is based on my personal experience as well as the physiology of how the thyroid affects specific nutrients and how your body absorbs and uses them. So, if you have thyroid disease, by which I mean hypothyroidism or Hashimoto's disease, having had your thyroid removed, or having had radioactive iodine, this all applies to you and doesn't apply to hyperthyroidism, which is a different subject. Let's get started on our topic today, which is the common nutrient deficiencies that thyroid patients experience. The reason this matters to us is that these deficiencies are treatable. Now, most thyroid patients probably don't even consider the kind of supplements and nutrients they need, but these are vital for thyroid function and other vital bodily processes. If these levels are low and you don't replace them, you'll only feel worse. This includes, incidentally, even taking thyroid medication, so treating your thyroid condition won't make your problems go away. This, in my opinion, is one of the reasons why people with thyroid conditions who take thyroid medications still feel bad afterward, because these underlying issues aren't being addressed. Let's talk about these issues. I've listed 6 here, and we'll go into a little more detail about each of them and discuss why they're so important. First up is vitamin B12. Yes, thyroid patients also experience deficiencies in other B vitamins, but we're not going to focus on those again. If your favorite nutrient isn't on this list, it doesn't mean it's not important. I'm just mentioning the ones I see most frequently. Thus, this is predicated on laboratory testing and a great deal of thyroid patient treatment, among other things. All right, so vitamin B12 is the first one. This one is crucial because, although vitamin B12 is not inherently weak, if something goes wrong, your body won't be able to absorb or use it. It needs specific circumstances in the gut to be absorbed, and once in the body, it won't function effectively if you have any genetic abnormalities that affect how it's used, such as MTHFR problems. Thus, you must take it in the proper formulation. Not only can it be difficult for your body to absorb it, but it can also be difficult for it to be used by your body. For this reason, vitamin B12 is extremely important. Another confusing aspect of this is that serum vitamin B12 levels, which are what most people think about when they test for B12, are simply inaccurate. As a result, there are many people walking around who may have a normal, quote-unquote normal B12 level of, say, 6 or 700. I know this firsthand because I've treated so many thyroid patients, and I give them almost every single one of them in the beginning unless they're already taking a lot of B12. However, it's truly vitamin B12 deficient, and again, it has to do with all those other issues that I talked about before. But vitamin B12 is probably one of my most important ones here. If you have a thyroid condition, there's a good chance, even if you have a normal serum B12 level, that you are still vitamin B12 deficient and would benefit from taking B12. But I'll give them vitamin B12, and they'll notice almost an instantaneous increase in energy just from taking that B12. Now, there are other aspects of this. We'll have to make a video on just B12. But if you're having problems with absorption, you might benefit from getting a shot, or you might benefit from sublingual B12 instead of oral encapsulations. There are other aspects of it, but B12 is very important. If B12 levels are low, you'll experience low energy, worsening brain fog, etc. So if you have any kind of thyroid problem desire, that's number 1. The second is vitamin D. Now, vitamin D may also be classified as a hormone, but we refer to it as vitamin D for classificational purposes. So don't be too shocked if you hear people refer to it as hormone D. The point is that vitamin D, or hormone D, as you may want to call it, is crucial to many other critical bodily processes, the most significant of which is probably your immune system. Low vitamin D levels raise your risk of developing autoimmune diseases, and they also have a direct impact on your thyroid, incidentally. Because of this, they actually lower thyroid function, increase the risk of thyroid cancer, increase the likelihood of developing Hashimoto's disease, etc. Therefore, if you have a thyroid condition, you don't want to have low vitamin D levels because they can either cause or exacerbate it. Additionally, the vitamin B12 that we're talking about is likely in the same category as vitamin D due to the sheer number of people who are deficient in it. We simply spend less time in the sun, and when we do, wear sunscreen that blocks UV rays, which allows the body's natural production of vitamin D. There are many problems and causes for vitamin D deficiency, but I rarely find people who just sample. I know that most physicians and practitioners, if you're listening, would probably agree, but so many people just randomly tested 100 people on the street for vitamin D. I'm sure 95% of them would be deficient, and that number is probably not exaggerated at all. However, this number becomes even more significant and is probably slightly higher in the population of people who have thyroid issues. If you made it this far into the video, thank you. These videos take a lot of effort and time to make, so if you've enjoyed them, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. This goes a long way in helping us grow. That said, back to the video. Hence, if you must take vitamin D, it should be D3. You do not want to take vitamin D2, by the way. D2 is unaware that you should take D3 to raise that level, particularly if you have Hashimoto's thyroiditis. Doing so will make your body function much more smoothly and may even lessen the inflammation and autoimmunity caused by the autoimmune disease. Now, for number 3, we're kind of combining things here because we have zinc and selenium, which are both extremely powerful nutrients for your thyroid. They both serve a variety of purposes, but the one for which we are most concerned is their effect on the conversion of T4 to 3, which helps your body produce thyroid hormone. Similar to vitamin D3 and vitamin B12, many people are currently zinc and B12 deficient. People are probably more deficient in zinc than in selenium, but it's difficult to become deficient in both, and if you have one, you're more likely to have the other. Alternatively, let's say that if you're severely zinc deficient, you may also be moderately or severely selenium deficient. Again, the reason this matters is that they help your friend activate thyroid hormone. For example, even if you take thyroid medication and your body produces some thyroid hormone, let's say you have Hashimoto's disease, it won't help to the extent that your body can produce thyroid hormone. Instead, it will help to activate whatever thyroid hormone your body is capable of producing. This is because taking thyroid medication by mouth won't activate it unless it's T3, which most of you are probably not on. Therefore, this process is necessary to activate the double thyroxine and synthroid. Many people take thyroid medication or produce thyroid medication, but they don't activate it. One of the main causes of this is that they are lacking in certain nutrients that aid in the conversion process. Another advantage of these is that they support immune system function. Zinc, selenium, and vitamin D are all crucial for immune system function, and inadequate amounts of these nutrients may contribute to the higher incidence of autoimmune illnesses in some people than in others. So bear that in mind. Number 4 is iodine. This is a really confusing topic for a lot of people, especially thyroid patients. If they know they have hypothyroidism or Hashimoto's, they basically try to avoid Hashim, or at least not too many of us try to avoid iodine at all costs. I'm sure there have been places where people are essentially anti-iodine because they think it will negatively impact the thyroid. There are some studies that may suggest that this is the case, but only in very peculiar and specific situations. But allow me to clarify one thing. Iodine is a necessary and essential nutrient for your body. If you don't believe me, go look at the back of any product that doesn't contain iodine, such as salt. It will say something like, "This salt or whatever this product does not contain iodine, which is essential nutrient." That's pretty much it. However, the word essential is important here. You also need adhin, which is vital and essential for the body. Now, the proper way to take iodine is important. You should know the dosage and whether to take it with other nutrients and other substances. If you take too little, it won't work, but iodine is still very important because it forms the backbone of thyroid hormone. The absence of iodine can lead to hypothyroidism, as many people avoid taking it entirely due to misinformation they've been exposed to. This can exacerbate thyroid function, as the body is unable to produce the necessary amount of thyroid hormone. Thus, you need to pay $10 for iodine, and you should be taking at least the recommended minimum dose. Some people you know may benefit from even higher doses, and I won't advise mega dosing because it's dangerous. However, small, medium, and high doses are acceptable, and many patients actually benefit from them. That's iodine, and once more, I have videos on pretty much all of these. I believe individually, but iodine in particular, view those videos. Then I will guide you through the studies if you believe it to be risky. The next one is magnesium, and I'll explain to you why that's really not the case. Magnesium is an additional nutrient that is involved in over 300 because magnesium affects so many different systems, including cellular processes and the like. It's difficult to pinpoint exactly how low magnesium makes you feel. It's similar to having a low thyroid in that people with low thyroid levels don't just experience fatigue, they also have low energy. Additionally, they have experienced hair loss, weight gain, and other seemingly unrelated symptoms. This is because thyroid hormone affects all of these things. In fact, many of these symptoms are similar in this regard, but magnesium is more so because it affects more than 300 systems. What you should know is that if you have a thyroid condition that affects how your body uses or metabolizes magnesium, such as hyperthyroidism or hypothyroidism, it may cause you to experience these symptoms more quickly or less quickly. Most hypothyroid patients, however, have low or deficient levels of magnesium. If this is the case, you should obviously replace the magnesium in your body, but it will also cause you to feel better generally. In fact, even if you take thyroid medication, you may feel a little better than you would otherwise. But you're not returning to your usual self. You'll feel a little lethargic, a little exhausted. You won't be thinking as fast or as quickly as you normally would. All of this could be related to magnesium. Similarly, testing for magnesium in the blood is extremely inaccurate. So I patiently tested my blood for magnesium, and it consistently came back low. As that one is actually rather true, I did a B12 test. I tested my magnesium levels, and they came back normal, so I don't need any supplements. However, if you take supplements, I can almost assure you that your condition won't improve because lab tests aren't reliable enough to determine what's in your cells. Instead, they measure your bloodstream and determine whether or not a nutrient is present in sufficient amounts. Garden of Life Women's Multivitamin, the essential nutrient boost for active women. Active women need a multivitamin that can keep up with their busy lifestyle, and Garden of Life delivers. Our women's multivitamin is formulated to support you during your reproductive years with 100% daily value of 17 key vitamins and minerals, including vitamin A, C, D, K, and B complex. We've added essential nutrients like glutathione, boron, vanadium, and CoQ10 to help you feel energized and balanced every day. Whole body wellness with probiotics. This multivitamin does more than cover your basic nutrient needs. It supports breast, heart, and reproductive health, while also providing an energy boost to keep you going strong. The addition of 23 powdered, organically grown raw fruits and vegetables offers extra antioxidants and nutrients, making this formula more than just a typical vitamin. It's a powerhouse for your entire body. Packed with probiotics and digestive enzymes. Gut health is key to nutrient absorption, and we've included raw probiotics like L. bulgaricus and L. plantarum to support a healthy digestive system, along with a mix of powerful digestive enzymes, lipase, protease, bromelain, lactase, and papain. This multivitamin ensures your body is breaking down and absorbing nutrients efficiently. Clean, high-quality nutrition you can trust. At Garden of Life, we're committed to quality. Our multivitamin is third-party certified non-GMO, gluten-free, and kosher. It's also raw, meaning we avoid using high heat, synthetic binders, fillers, or artificial ingredients. You can trust that every capsule is packed with pure, whole food nutrients. Click the link below to learn more and start boosting your health today. I would be among those who suggest taking magnesium for a month or two. You'll probably feel better in the process, and it won't hurt you. However, even if there's no guarantee that it's getting to where it needs to be, that it's activating, that it's getting inside the cell, or that it's getting inside the machinery that it needs to. We can't test that. The only way we can test that is by biopsy and looking inside the cell, which isn't really feasible or economical at any point in the future here. This brings us to number 5, which is iron. There are a few reasons why iron is important, but I think the most significant is that low iron will negatively affect your thyroid. Put another way, low thyroid function means that you won't be able to absorb iron, which means that you become iron deficient. So you can sort of create a vicious cycle where low thyroid, or LT, causes low iron, which in turn causes more low thyroid, which causes even more low iron. You need to break free from this vicious cycle, which keeps repeating itself. You can do this by taking the appropriate thyroid medication, increasing your thyroid naturally if that's how you want to go about it, or taking some of these supplements. If you are already experiencing iron overload, you should check your iron studies for this. These are accurate in this case, so take that action. You also shouldn't take iron unless you are certain of it. Finally, you should check ferritin and serum iron levels. We'll just sum everything here. But if you think you may have an iron deficiency, there are a few tests you should consider. Don't just start taking iron pills until you are positive, though. These are, roughly speaking, 6 things. Remember that these are very essential. Yes, they are more. And that I observe that thyroid patients are frequently weak in certain nutrients. If these issues are not addressed, they can keep your thyroid function low even if you are taking thyroid medication. However, I believe that these are the most prevalent. So please leave a comment below if you know that you suffer from any of these nutrient deficiencies. I'd appreciate hearing from you because it helps me and other listeners as well because, oddly enough, a lot of people think they're kind of on their own. I believe that's just one of the many reasons for that. But it truly helps other patients if you can express your ideas and feelings.